So my name is Collin Wilkinson. I'm a professor of glass science here at Alfred University. I'm actually from Iowa. I'm from a small town. I did my undergraduate at a small school in Iowa called College. And it was really important to me to go to some place where I knew I was going to have a relationship with my faculty, with my professors. I actually struggled a lot at first when I went to college, and I found that this personal relationship actually made a huge difference to me as I went through my education. Additionally, at the end of my undergraduate career, my professors came to me and they're like, hey, we know a great guy who's amazing at Penn State. And that was great. So I got to go from College to Penn State, where I had an incredible mentor who really helped inspire my love for research. And so my inspiration of research and my love for doing research from Penn State, along with this small environment that I had in my undergraduate, those are two things that I held dear. And so here at Alfred University, we lean into both of these. We lean into huge research impact, but we also lean into personal relationships with the students and with the other faculty. Yeah, so I get to be involved in a lot, which is really exciting. Not so much on the club side, though I am the advisor to the Computational Material Science Club, so we're all about using computers to get insights into materials and how they work. I also get to teach an Intro to Engineering course with two of my fellow faculty, Caio Brigado and Mario Cacha, which is a lot of fun, right? And so it allows us to get introduced to the engineers right from their start, and we get to get them engaged in as much as possible. I also teach Intro to Glass Science. This is one of my favorite classes to teach. And in this class, we get to learn all about the fundamentals of glass and how they influence the world around us. The best programs we have here at Alfred University for the undergraduate in engineering is that we have this summer research program where students get an opportunity to get paid and spend the summer on campus and work in our labs. And so the great thing about working in our labs is our sponsors come from industry, from government, from other academic institutions. And so the students who spend the summer here in my labs or in any of the labs on campus will get an opportunity to interact with those folks. Give you some examples, I have one student who spends a lot of time working with Owens Corning, the big fiberglass company. We, of course, have interactions with Corning Incorporated and Schott, which are two big glass companies here in the United States. We have interactions with all sorts of companies, but also with the government. I sent a couple students last year to Savannah River National Lab to actually get to see the laboratory and see where we're actually processing nuclear waste materials. And so one of the best things about my job is that I get to be involved in so many aspects of critical materials, but also I get to mentor students as they grow up to learn about that research exposure and the importance of what we're doing in the real world. So when I was growing up, I did not wake up one day and say, I want to be a glass scientist. I don't think anybody does. I was really excited to be a physicist, actually. I was all about, I wanted to do theoretical physics. I wanted to be at CERN and doing all these things. And what I found was that actually being engaged in glass and being engaged in the materials side allowed me to a lot more creativity, right? It allowed me to work with more people, it allowed me to work with more students. And also it's a really interesting material, right? So the nature of glass is very different than all the other materials we work with. And so by studying it, by understanding it, we can work with everybody from industry who's making bottles all the way through, I'm still doing work with people who are working on detectors for these big kind of particle physics experiments. And so I fell in love with glass as a gateway to all sorts of wonderful, exciting problems. Very lucky to be at AU, at Alfred University. Alfred is quite famous inside the glass community, so there's all sorts of people all over my career, before I even knew I was coming to Alfred, who I interacted with, who had a connection to Alfred University. And this connection made me really excited about this institution. Not to mention, it's a small institution. It feels very home-like. I can get to know my students, which is really important to me and really important to my students. And it allows me all sorts of possibilities for doing research, something that I am excited for day in, day out. And so these unique combination of all these features only really exist here at Alfred University, something that we're so excited to welcome you to.